AFCON is complete. Congratulations to Cote d'Ivoire, who are the victors, for making them the 12th time in the 34 editions of the continental tournament that the hosts have emerged victorious. Congratulations to the Elephants. And again, this is just a video just to have some final thoughts on the tournament as itself. So, guys, again, this is a question from the Africans. We do primarily African and Canadian content because we wouldn't be the Africans. We didn't do so. You saw recaps from every day, and now those are just some of my observations and thoughts of it. Firstly, congratulations to Cote d'Ivoire. What a story! From having a chance to miss out on the round of 16 and gattle their chances, and then without a coach, making a run to the finals and winning the AFCON trophy here in 2024. What an amazing run. What an amazing run for them. Subsequently, also, what a run for the Nigeria, coming out playing a style which for me was a little bit playing with fire. And they finally played a team, in my opinion, that punished them for the chances they gave up. I was talking to some of my friends about this game, and I think it brought back memories of Italy versus England in the Euro finals. And that final that we saw last year, however many years ago it feels like. It felt like it was just yesterday because I watched both finals in the same spot. So my nostalgia is kicking in. But you saw a team with enough talent, but a coaching philosophy that said, once you got your lead, we'll just sit on it and try to see out the game. And I feel like that was their undoing. Nigeria is a team I feel that would have been better chasing the game because then they would have tried to go after goals. But with their current setup, they got their goal, Ekong scoring that goal nearer the end of the first half. And subsequently, what that did was it opened the door to just sit back and truly go from there. Ekong in the 38th minute, but then Frank Kessié in the 62nd and Sebastian Haller with the winner in the 81st minute. I mean, the nature of the game says it all. The stats say it all. And this wasn't where Nigeria looked back and says, well, we played well, but we had chances. They gave up so many chances in this. And this was my one criticism of Nigeria throughout the round of 16, the elimination rounds. They played a style where they were able to get the results, but they left them vulnerable to a team that could maybe punish them. And we saw that in their semis against South Africa. I think if South Africa have a better front line that can finish some of the chances, because they were getting balls over the midfield to their forwards, but their final product was leaving much to be desired. But against a team like Ivory Coast, who were playing with the fans behind them, playing at home, they were the team that finally punished Nigeria for that style of a game and ultimately emerging as victorious. So Cote d'Ivoire play that way. And I wonder if I'm Nigeria, what you take from this. I think there's too much talent on the squad for them to adopt that style, because that type of style leaves them, again, vulnerable for those disappointing performances. I think this is a game, if they played, I feel with the talent that they have, this game is not that close. I think maybe this game is a 3-2 game. Maybe it's a 4-2 game for Nigeria if they actually decide to play with the ball in the same way how Nigeria was defending with their chances that were blocked. I mean, look at the stats. 8 shots on target. That does say a lot in terms of what we saw from Cote d'Ivoire playing the final, but also what Nigeria gave up. I do think there needs to be a change in philosophy when it comes to Nigeria, because, again, the talent that they have on the pitch and that they have at their disposal to play that style of a game, I think is a bit of a disservice to the talent, but furthermore, a bit of a disservice to what their full-on potential can be. So we saw those two, but what are the other stories that stood out for us here? Well, for me, I think one of the better, interesting stories that I've loved is just the emergence of the middle class here in AFCON, right? We saw in the quarterfinals, DR Congo, a team that's been emerging, Cape Verde, a team that this was a good run. They just ran into a hot goalkeeper. Angola re-emerging onto the African scene. Mali just coming up a little short, but still able to play well. But look at this round of 16 lineup. Angola, Namibia, Cameroon still there. Mauritania, third, Morocco, South Africa, Equatorial Guinea, Ensu, Guinea, the Golden Boot, Guinea, DR Congo, Egypt, Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, Mali. Think about these names that we've seen. This is going to make qualifiers for the 2026 World Cup interesting because we're seeing this middle class bridging the gap. Now, maybe you want to argue that maybe some of these bigger teams all underperformed, and this is the shot in the to start to play closer to their potential. Perhaps, but you can't deny that these so-called minnows, as some would refer, I like to say the middle class of AFCON, the middle class of CAF is rising. And maybe that top tier is starting to decline. Time is undefeated. Time will always win. So some of these teams we've seen together for a long period of time, maybe they have to start that transition, and maybe younger players who haven't had the experience will be beaten by players who have been just knocking at the door, teams that have been on the edge but not going through. I think there's opportunities in terms of those types of stories. Like the middle class in CAF is here, and I think they're going to make for a very exciting World Cup qualifiers going to 2026. Guys, what did you think of CAF as a whole? But what did you think of AFCON this year? Let me know. Who are your favorites for the next year's AFCON? Reminder, in 2025, we are going to Morocco, where Morocco will be hosted. They did a great job hosting the women's AFCON. So having them host the men's will be probably a great show. They have the facility to do so, and we look forward to it. But furthermore, then after that, we have the 3-team bid of Kenya, I think Tanzania, and I forget the third country, but we know where it is. Let me know who excites you for this. Can we learn lessons going into World Cup qualifiers? And are some of these larger teams that fail to perform, the Moroccos, the Ghanas, the Algerias, should they be more worried going into this, or was this more of a blip on the radar? You let me know, guys. This has been a question from the Africans herein, saying it was a great AFCON tournament. Thank you for being with us. And until next time, bye-bye for now.